If you love soft and buttery dinner rolls, then you've gotta try my dinner roll recipe. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Hey, you're watching Preppy Kitchen, where I, John Cannell, teach you how to make delicious homemade dishes to share with your family and friends. These dinner rolls will be ready in a moment, so let's get started. First off, we're gonna wake our yeast up in a bath of milk and sugar. So warm 1 cup of milk to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's snip off a little bit of yeast, 1 packet, and add that in. To help it wake up, we're gonna add 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. This recipe uses 3, so just add half of that in. It doesn't have to be exact. Give it a little stir. We're gonna set this aside for about 5 to 7 minutes, and when you come back, you should see it foaming, frothy, and just basically yeast waking up and saying hello. While our yeast wakes up, you can melt 5 tablespoons of butter in a small bowl, get that mixer out, and let's measure the flour as well. We're gonna use 3¼ cups or 390 grams of all-purpose flour for these dinner rolls. And I'm using a scale because that is the easiest way to measure things out precisely. 1 handful less, and that is perfect. One final tip, before I add my warm milk back in here, this bowl is actually ice cold, so I'm gonna run this under some hot water just to warm the glass up, pour it out, and just that little bit of extra work really helps the bread just kind of wake up more easily. I don't like shocking the temperature back down with ice cold anything. Let's check on our yeast. I'm using the proofing drawer today, so it's really nice and cozy. And as you can see, this is so just really like bubbly, and it looks like a witch's brew almost. It's ready to pour into our mixer. Into the mixer you go, and you can use your spoon to get all that frothy stuff out as well. To my milk mixture, I'm gonna add 5 tablespoons of melted butter. This is gonna make it so rich. And I'm gonna tell you ahead of time, these dinner rolls are addictively delicious. They're so soft, melt in your mouth, and just, really perfect. Add the rest of the sugar in there. We're gonna crack 1 egg, give it a whisk. And finally, we're gonna add half of the flour in right now. Give it 1 more whisk just to bring it together. At this point, it smells amazing, and it looks kind of like a cake batter. To my remaining flour, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt. The salt is not a friend of yeast. Yeast doesn't love salt, so I like to add that in at the end after it's had a little bit of a head start. Now we can add the remaining flour into our mixer. A dough hook. I know a lot of you have this in the back of your cabinet somewhere, but it comes in so handy for making bread. Add that in. Lock it off, and we're gonna mix this for about 2 minutes, and you'll see the dough start to come together, and in theory, your mixer can finish kneading for you, but I always like to finish kneading by hand. You really get a feel for the dough, and it's also kind of fun too. Have it on a medium speed, mix it up for 2 minutes, and just keep an eye on it. If you need to, you can always scrape the bowl down. So right now, you can see the dough came together, but check this out. Use a clean finger, tap the dough with your finger. It shouldn't stick to your finger, and it should bounce back. Also, it'll look smooth. We're gonna keep kneading this for just a minute, and then we'll switch to hand. Hand kneading. We need a little sprinkle of flour for your work surface, not too much. Now we're gonna get this dough out. It's an enriched dough, which means there's butter in there, there's fat from the milk and the sugar and everything else. If you're making enriched dough, like you would for cinnamon rolls or sticky buns, you know that it's gonna be delicious. It also needs some more rising time because the yeast has to work extra hard. So just keep that in mind and know that this is gonna need a little bit more than an hour, maybe up to 2 to double in size. So just work the dough. You're stretching it out. See what's happening with your dough. Does it look smooth? Is it bouncy? This looks pretty smooth. It's bouncing back really nicely now. Finally, the window pane test. Pinch off some flour. And there you go, look at that. It's not tearing, and I can see light through it. It's beautiful. I love this dough so much. I really hope you make this. Okay, now, a little bit of oil for your bowl. We don't want the dough to stick. Plop it in there, and we're gonna proof this for about 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. It'll double up in size, and all you need to do is cover it in plastic and place it in a cozy spot. You can either just put your oven light on and keep it in there, or maybe turn your oven to 100, let it heat up, then turn it off, and pop your dough in there. Our dough has doubled in size. Look at this monster, I love it. All right, all we have to do is divide it, make it into little balls, and proof it again. This has 2 rises, but it's so worth it. All right, we're not going to flour our counter this time. So dump the dough out. You can flatten it a little bit if you want. And I'm gonna divide this into about 16 equal pieces. So that's easiest if you just use a bench scraper. We're gonna divide this into quarters and then eighths and so on. So it'd be a great math lesson if you have little ones at home. Here is the secret to making a beautiful roll. It's really easy, you just have to know the technique. So get your dough, and we're going to fold it over on itself. So it has a pretty side and a wrinkly side, youth and age. Then take it in your hand, make a little circle with your, middle finger and your thumb, and then just use small circular motions, and it'll corral it into a little ball. Look at that. We can set these aside until they're all done, and if you have little helpers in the kitchen, it's a really fun activity, as long as their hands are clean. And you can do this for making hot cross buns, dinner rolls, any kind of roll. We're gonna transfer these into a 9 by 13 inch baking dish that I'm just gonna lightly butter. We're plopping these into our baking dish. They need a little bit of room to grow, so don't crowd them out too much. These are ready to pop into a warm and cozy place for about an hour to rise again. Just cover them up so they don't dry out, and then they're ready to bake and brush with butter, the most important part. This is ready to go into the oven at 350, but I just had to show you how beautiful they look. I wish you could smell them. They're amazing. Okay, 350, in you go. They're gonna get nice and golden, and then we finish them off with butter. It's gonna be delicious. Okay, as soon as they're out of the oven, you can brush them with melted butter. Look at this golden color. It's a beautiful thing to behold. All right, brush generously with the melted butter. It's gonna give them just a little bit of extra richness, some added shine, and make them so indulgent. After your rolls have been brushed with butter, let them cool down just a little bit and then serve warm. These are gonna be the best thing ever. These guys will be gone in a flash, but if you like this video, check out my bread playlist. So fluffy and amazing. I'll see you in the next video.